Grazie Barbara, io sono molto felice a questa parte di Brescia. C'è una bella città, eh? Non ci credo questo, ma c'è una bella città. So, training for vitrectomy. They're supposed to be by individuals now. It's not an academic thing that you have to depend on a university or a fellowship. And why we need this training? We need this training because in most countries in Europe, we don't have fellowship programs in order to become somebody. And why we need this training? Because hands-on training is very difficult for beginners anywhere in the world to give them something to do with. And this is what we started to do 7 years ago in Thessaloniki for two reasons. One is because a SASO program and the famous Guarnacha now told me, Thanasis, you have to do something in Thessaloniki because it's cheap, because it's comfortable, because of the crisis. Thessaloniki is the place to do half the price. Because if you do it in Lugano, it's going to be in Swiss francs. If you do it in Thessaloniki, it's going to be in kisses. So it's comfortable to be there. It's a hub. It's a nice city. People don't know it, but it's a very nice city. And they have the best food in the world. You don't understand by looking at me, but it's good. And of course, it's the eager of something that I learned from Bremen School, since it's one of the people that started the Bremen School. I was happy to be there and show all the tricks and tips they're using, Klaus Luke. And we pick up, because the Bremen School was the only school at the time. He started this thing in Europe. So we just imitate what they're doing, and we put the plus according to the country we are. So we started 7 years ago, and you have to remember somebody that is missing horribly for any meeting anywhere in the world, and he's taking pictures of you. That's why I'm taking pictures. When I meet him again, I'm going to show him his picture. He's a demand he has. To Cesare Forlini, best friend, best surgeon. We have to remember. So what is so difficult to make wet labs in vitrectomy? Look at the boxes they have to come in a place like a hotel or convention center. Imagine that here, as an exhibition center, they bring some little tiny things, and we have to bring about 12 microscopes, we have to bring about 12 vitrectomy machines. It's very, very expensive to do such a thing, and it's not cost effective because you cannot have more than 30 people. So you have to divide 30 people with an extremely high cost. And for the people who is going to use this effort, like the faculty we're doing that, it's going to take very little out of it, because you make such an effort, like making a huge meeting, and a huge expensive effort, and you have very few people that they can benefit of it. But, and as a matter of fact, this is my oldest son, this one. And he's an ophthalmologist also. He's going to treat my retinas, but injecting something in my eye, and that's it. I don't know if you can do it with other parts of the body, but you can treat the eyes. So what is the most important thing for having a school? It's interactive. We have this for a week, because you cannot have it for definitely. In Thessaloniki, mainly in June, because the weather is good and not many tourists at the time. And it's important to have a very, very experienced faculty. We learned that from Bremen. The best the faculty is, the better the transmission of knowledge is. It doesn't take a medium guy to transfer knowledge very quickly. He has to understand everything. And you can see here, there are two people like Florian Balta from Romania and a guy, I don't know, his name is Bindel or Badelic or something like that. They are discussing problems between them, and they forgot the audience completely. But then you learn, like Barbara is doing here. What is the setup of that? We have it's a sort of a campus. It's a morning interactive lectures on medical retina that people are coming, and then they have at noon a lunch break that they do some live surgery in between. We get connected with last year or the year before. We've been connected with Barbara Parolini's place. Last year we have Barbara Parolini himself. So every year we will choose somebody to project, because now it's easy. We can do that. It's not a very difficult thing. And also, we go to cases that we show them the advanced technology in retinal learning. For example, this is the first link you have to remember. It's Retinal Link Global com/videos. But Retinal Link Global is the basic link, which is in the United States. And we have 3D Ingenuity videos on that link, where you can put this like a ViewMaster, like a cap, through the system that is like put it on your telephone. And so you can check even now at your telephone. If you put in your telephone Retinal Link com, you're going to see 3D videos of new things coming. So this is training people to what is coming and give them this lunch course. For example, we stay together like a campus and we discuss the problem with the person who's doing the daily lecture in the morning. He sits with them and they discuss it, because this is the interactive guy. And also, after the lunch, we have the industry. The industry is very important, because the interaction with industry is that they give us information and we can ask things like how you do that, how expensive it is, how we can use it. This is the Hacksrite Adina, who is the most beautiful industry person we have. That's why it's the picture. That she's explaining how we're going to use the wide-angle observation system in Ingenuity. And this is the setup. We have two setups. One setup is for the beginners and the people who would like to know some tricks and tips, which is at least 10 vitrectomy machines, not the same vitrectomy machines. We have Earthly, we have Constellation, we have EVA, we have Bausch & Lomb. So people are changing every day the machine in order to understand what every machine is doing. And you know what we have? We have a trouble with the faculty. Because the faculty, everybody has one machine at this place. And they want to test the DORC machine, for example. And they go and push people around and say, can I try that? But this is basically for big guys, this one. And of course, we have this incredible German innovation system that you can train yourself when you're a beginner. Just before you go to the vitrectomy, you go through this and the VR technology. And then you get in, and the place to think is have a lot of faculty, a lot of people to train. That means at least 1-to-1. One person is doing vitrectomy, and he has one teacher for the day. So different teachers every day, but everyone has one person. And we have a question mark, and here you can see how simple things become. This is Riemann. We have to put some jackets to show them who is a coach and who is the student, because sometimes students are much older than the coaches. So we have to, like when you go to a restaurant, you have to know who is serving. So we put them, you have to wear this when you're teaching there. And you see how Riemann is explaining very simple how to suture a lens there. Even Riemann got confused. But this is Christopher Riemann. He has finished the MIT. He's an engineer, and he's a vitrectomy guy in the States. So he's the only one who can tell you about things like fluidics or mechanics of a vitrectomy, because you have to understand what kind of machines we're using. Because it's like having a Rolls Royce and the only thing to know is how to drive it, the wheel. You have to know the benefits of everything. Also, we advanced that because we saw that the years passing by, more and more people are coming knowing the facts of vitrectomy. So it's not enough for them to do a simple thing. So we make an advanced, true-to-life vitrectomy section, which has everything inside. For example, it has a mountain microscope of the latest innovation, the latest microscope, the latest surgical vitrectomy system. We have EVA, for example, Constellation, and the Bausch & Lomb, the new Stellaris. And they sit and they train with a trainer. That here is a guy from Belgium named Stalmans that is sitting on them, and he says what to do, how to do it, removing the ILM, injecting silicone oil, removing perfluorocarbon, tricks and tips. But you're sitting in a theater stage. You're not sitting on a simple microscope, experimental microscope and everything. And we started 3 years ago. I was involved with 3D technology, and early enough, so we did in Europe, in Uretina, a few courses on 3D. I was moderator there, and we started training people in 3D surgery, heads-up surgery. Before, it was very obvious. And the other thing we did, we forgot about the big eyes. Because for this kind of surgery, you need to have the current machines. And people don't have current machines for pig eyes, because they have to have special machines. If you use artificial eyes, then you can have the latest of technology, and you can use it like you see here. You have a 3D heads-up technology, and this year we're going to have the Ingenuity system in order to learn people how to do 3D vitrectomy with the Ingenuity system, because people are questioning, how can I do it? Is it possible? Here is how I train myself in the theater to do an ILM removal through the Ingenuity system. So it's very nice to get trained before, test it yourself in the theater, and then you go in a little different way to go and do the ILM treatment. And what is this is the 3D vitrectomy system. It's a world opening for one special reason. If it was only one, this is the only system that allows everyone who's in the theater to participate in the theater procedure. The teaching element is huge. For example, if I show you a 3D down, everybody would see what the surgeon is seeing. In the video, you don't see what the surgeon is doing. So in the old days, you have only one guy who was looking through the microscope to see what the surgeon is doing. Now look what everybody is doing at the screen. And you're not going to have complaint about your sister saying, oh, it's too long or it's done, because they participate, they look what you're doing. And it's very bad for bad surgeon because they see whatever bad things you're doing also. And of course, you have to remember that it's all day thing. So in the evening, the most important thing is to keep this 28 people faculty that they come all over the world mixing with the people that they are coming from all over the world. And what nicest place to do it in Saloniko through a dinner. So every night we go to a different dinner place and enjoy a dinner together, but they talk about vitrectomy or whatever they want to, next to people that they couldn't have a chance to talk in the old days. You see the experts here, that they are talking with the experts and they're enjoying the seaside of Thessaloniki. And of course, there is no age limit, the sooner the better. You saw my son, now I can show you my daughter starting up last year, 2 years ago. And they do get a diploma from ESASO, but this guy is coming to Thessaloniki to recruit people for ESASO. So he gave a brochure to my daughter to come to ESASO and start early. So this is important. This year is going to be on the 26th of June to the 1st of July. And in Saloniko, and thank you very much for accepting me to have this presentation.